Hello everybody, this is me tuning in. Hopefully all the audio is working correctly, and this is all gonna work out. Welcome to the second season of Fight Club. Starting today, this is gonna be the first game between two teams that are new to Fight Club. You've heard of Team Boswash, you've heard of Team UK and of Team New World Order, whereas today we have two new teams jumping in, and the whole tournament is getting reset. And yeah, the voice in the background, you can hear it, that's actually Princess Space Kitten doing all the TOing. She's gonna be joining me later, so apologies if you can hear a voice in the background. That just happens, that's okay. We're running the studio today from the same location. Usually would be in separate places. Today we're actually in the same space, so do not get confused. I hope you can hear my voice stronger, and I was hoping that this microphone is actually not going to be picking this up, but apparently it's way more sensitive than it should be. Oh well, anyway, hello Jessica and hello everybody else on the stream. We are looking forward to having two teams playing today, the Unpronounceables and the Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade. So this is episode 1 of season 2, and the teams are Bereira, Odol, Matuszczak. That's the Unpronounceables, and the fun fact about these players is that they're the Unpronounceables because their last names are Wrzeszcz, Odoliński and Matuszczak, and as you can clearly hear, I can pronounce them just fine because I'm a cheater. But if you do not speak Polish, that could be a bit hard. So these are players from Poland, representing Poland. Go, go, go. Of course, I mean, this is not a national tournament anyway, but they happen to be from Poland. And on the other side, we have the Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade, and as we all know, Shorty Latte, I guess, because it's not late, and Hermes, or Hermes, are of course representing Australia, because Bavaria is in Australia, so, and the best beer and pretzels can also be enjoyed and devoured in Australia. No, of course they're German, but anyway, it's not about nationalities today, it's all about fun. And hi to Anarcho Mushroom and hi to Virulence, welcome to the stream. These are the teams we're going to be seeing today. I actually had their deck lists pulled up and whatnot, and we're going to have probably more chit chat about the deck lists as well. But that's going to happen later on because, of course, I need to make sure that we are all set up properly. I still can see the old school Fight Club's information is here, and I'm actually going to jump out or going on. Oh jeez, this doing tech support. Okay. I'm doing tech support on a different computer while we're doing this, but that's perfectly. It's actually not important. Again, I want to say. Perfect, you are in. Awesome sauceum. That's what happens when, you know, we're all running on the same laptops. Okay, by the way, in the background, you can hear the latest release from Trip Mirror from Belfast. This is the second Always Be Running album, and I'm gonna be using this as background music today as well with the first one. So hopefully you're gonna have a good time listening to this in the breaks. I'm trying to figure out where the deck lists go, and yeah, I can actually find all the teams. I'm gonna tell you a bit more about this in the meantime while I pull some information up on my little cute screen. So we have, in the first edition we had 3 teams. Now we have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with Boswash returning with a different lineup, with Fear the Masses being a new name as well, Replicating Criminals, SMC, the South Moravia contingent, and Console Cowboy Halloween jumping into the game as well. So we have quite a few teams. The first match is going to be between the Unpronounceables. So we have Bereira playing Lila. We have also Bereira playing SSO Industries. Odol is on Smoke and Ag Infusion, Matuszczak is on Valencia and Asmari, and then Shorty playing Kentenma and Sports Metal. Latte playing Hoshiko and Acme, and Hermes playing Smoke and Saraswati Mnemonics. This is going to be quite interesting. Right. How is everybody in the chat doing, by the way? I hope you're doing fine. If you're not doing fine, I hope you're going to be fine after the stream or in the duration of it. I just need to ask the tournament organizer how close we are to starting the game. Are we anywhere close to starting? Probably. I'm gonna hop around a bit. No tables just yet. I need to know what the pairing will be. The Unpronounceables are already winning. So who's playing what? We have Latte and Matuszczak on... Okay, so we have Latte on Hoshiko and Matuszczak playing Corp. I'm going to try very, very quickly. Please do not start the game before I can pull this up because it's gonna be quite interesting. I'm gonna try very, very fast about. Maybe it's not gonna work. Maybe it is gonna work because we're mixing things in real time here. You know, just saying. So Latte on Hoshiko. First idea that we're gonna see in the game, and I'm using my little magic box of magicness.
He was not paying attention, was he?
And then we have Matuszczak. I just mentioned this to you actually, and Matuszczak's gonna be on Asmari. So if you haven't seen Asmari in a while, well, guess what? You're gonna see some Asmari. If you are going to give me a sec, and I'm gonna leave you just with the sound of the music. I'll be back in a second. So here we go. I totally magically magicalized the first pairing of the night. We have Matuszczak on Asmari Edtech, everybody's hated Corp, and Hoshiko Shiro, played by Latte, everybody's beloved Anarch of the Untold protagonist type. They are slowly warming their engines up. I can already see them setting up. There is a password. Ooh. Wait, don't tell me on the stream.
I'm not on the stream.
Yeah, but I can hear you.
Yeah.
I totally got in. We are totally in.
Okay.
We are ready to roll any second now. I'm just going to switch the switchables. And by the way, if you see this little cursor dangling around, I have no idea what happened with OBS. It just started for some reason showing the cursor, so I'm sorry for this little white hand floating around. But that's gonna be our partner for today. Yeah, let me just make sure that I calibrated the calibrables here correctly. Everything should be just fine. We're gonna be floating around a bit. So yeah, we have Asmari Edtech and we have Hoshiko Shiro. And what can we expect from this game? Well, of course, degeneracy. That's what's gonna. So I'm gonna be here, and any moment Princess Space Kitten wants to join me and actually maybe, hopefully, maybe perhaps commentate later on. We're gonna be totally on. But yeah, as you can see, we're on. If I remember correctly, these games are not timed. They are timed. Whoops! Well, I'm gonna tell you what the time is, and we have bots running in places. 40 minutes per game. I should be putting a time. But again, you know, it's quite a few things. We're in, and of course, Asmari starting with the usual pain of actually not that much. Looking for credits, getting some extra money, naming resources, and here we go. We have a clan act, class act, summoned by hostage, and Latte is setting up quite nicely here. So I'm really curious what they're gonna do with this, especially if both players actually know each other's decks. So this is one of the characteristics of this event. This is highly competitive, but in the spirit of knowing exactly what your opponent is playing, because all the team information is public to the team. All teams can decks and they know exactly. So for example, I can tell you that this Hoshiko is not an Apocalypse. It is running Black Orchestra, Corroded, and Odore. It does have some boomerangs. There is a film critic, a single copy of it. Class Act, which was summoned as you can. And basically it's good stuff Hoshiko with a turning wheel, with a bunch of plushies, and with nothing really special. Well, the Stargate, which, well, basically makes it a well-rounded runner deck. On the other side, we have Asmari with the usual. Basically, it's a 6-hand Asmari. It does have Boom and Consulting Visit and Punitives, so this is the fun part. It will tax you out a lot with Gold Farmers, Slot Machines, and Surveyors. But Surveyors are kind of weak to Boomerang, so I'm really curious to see this interaction here. Of course, Echo Chambers to make sure that the runner can be a bit more bothered. And I'm asked to turn up my microphone. Okay, wait a second. I think I have to work on the filters here, and because I do have a bit of a suppression thing going on, but we're just gonna go for a boost.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just have to make sure that my microphone is actually working properly, because apparently it's not that good. Okay, I turned myself up. I should be better now. We can hear you loud and clear. So, what can you tell us about this edition? How did this happen? What can you tell us about this edition of this Majestic tournament?
We have a total of 7 teams. If we can time it correctly, it will roll us into continentals, so it's perfectly timed. And I would love to see more people participating, probably when the new MWL hits. We can make a bit of a gamble for mixing up the old and new MWLs and see how that transitions us to a new Fight Club where everything is more organic, instead of like having everyone just set up before starting, just like remain an open audition. But I'm super happy with the amount of teams that want to participate in it, and I hope this 3 versus 3 mix makes the games more, the matches more easy to plan and play into.
Okay, that sounds really exciting, and I'm very, very happy to see 7 teams. I want to make sure also that so this is, let's call it season 2. I mean, I came up with this season 2 thing, and this is totally not official. But does this mean that there will be only the 7 teams competing this round, and then if there's a next round, there will be a new round of signing up, or can the new teams join in if they need to or if they feel like it?
Sorry, I don't understand. I hear you kind of double being in the same room.
We need to get more studios. No, so basically the idea is, the question is, since we have 7 teams right now in the group of teams, and we have a flat line here, obviously. So if we have 7 teams playing, is it possible for any other teams to join, or will the new teams, anybody interested in playing the game later, will they have to wait for the next round of Fight Club, so to speak, so for the next season, so to speak, like, or can they join and extend those 7 teams by their participation? This is kind of, for anybody wondering about this format, that basically is gonna help them figure out whether they have to prepare for it as fast as possible, or whether they can take their time and wait for the new NWL, for example. This is a bit of an experiment. Ooh, I think I lost you. I cannot hear you. What happened there? Are you on Discord? Can you say something again? I cannot hear you on Discord. No! What happened? Can you actually? No, I cannot hear you. This is terrible.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect.
Okay. Well, I won't move anymore. I swear.
You can move.
Yeah, since the new MWL was gonna hit so soon, I thought it was better to first also test the waters a bit, like see how many people will be interested in participating in this kind of format. So right now this season is a closed season. Once the new MW hits, we'll have to have a regioned winner play against the new MWL. So we'll see how that affects and works in the matches. And if it works, then I will just make it like open forever and ever. And while people interested in participating in this event, I will be very happy to put it up. We'll have obviously to find some new rules because it would be very unfair for the same people to just like keep challenging the same people over and over again. That would be ridiculous. We'll find a way and we'll work that through. In the meantime, I think we have a finished game that lasted 5 minutes. Can you still hear me?
I can totally hear you, and yeah, I totally agree. We had a very fast game. It lasted it was very short because basically Asmari happened. So can we just
boom.
Yeah, can we just
Hard-hitting news, boom.
Can we just ban Asmari or something, like, you know?
I will ban Asmari. I will totally ban Asmari. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you for a second and join the people on the rink.
Sure, please do.
Get the next
Absolutely.
games going.
Yeah, and before you set up, of course, I will have to do some magics on my side, but yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna share the result with everybody in a second, and just making sure that, you know, we're actually, what we're doing here is we're making live remixes of different things happen, and this is kind of funny because let's just put it this way. I haven't done much graphics editing in the background that fast, and this is actually quite fun, but I can totally imagine live television working in a slightly similar way. And well, what can I say? It's fun. So we had the first game already done. We have Matushak eliminating Latte, so Asmari beating Hoshiko. And now we will have a choice between Shorty and Hermes from the Bavarian beer and Bretzel Brigade. This, as you could see, this game was super fast. It lasted all of 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So this is a very brutal, but very fair and very competitive, of course, format, which means that this stream can be as short as half an hour, to be honest. If all the teams do their worst and do their best, whichever way that's gonna work, then this stream could be over fairly quick. But then again, if you remember last Fight Club, the last round, or the last season, the first season, to be honest, the previous season, that was quite a long set of games with some very drawn out games as well happening. So it kind of works both ways. Those games can be very, very action-packed and very fast. They can also be super duper quick. But right now, yeah, we had Matushak eliminating Latte, and we're waiting for the second game to set up. The captains teams have some time to decide who's gonna play who. I'm of course following things on Discord just to make sure. And making sure that me clicking the keyboard is gonna keep you entertained in the meantime. So how's everybody doing? Have you seen the news from Nisei about the Worlds in person being cancelled? I think that's a big thing. because we're gonna all play online. This is kind of a cool and interesting thing, right? And we have a confirmation of the next pairing. I'm gonna be putting some graphics in together again. Give me a sec. I'm gonna leave you with the music for the funs. And this is a short intermission, like live television, basically. Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah, you have to keep people entertained while I put things together. So please tell us more about everything. Now it's Princess Space Kitten online. You can have questions on chat. I don't mind. I'm going to be jumping out of this stream for now, just to put the graphics up very quickly.
Hello, everyone. I think Asper was telling you about Continentals. We will have some announcements soon, hopefully this week. And yeah, this is going to be an online year for all of us. And we at Nisei are super stoked that everyone has been receiving the news so well, because obviously, like, you're worried because you know how much important it is to everyone, like including us, the social aspect of this game. And it was very sad to have to postpone everything, but it's a responsible thing to do, and no regrets. So right now we're gonna see Hermes from Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade playing Smoke versus the same Asmari that we just seen. Because it seems that people can't get enough of Asmari for ones that like it. I haven't seen the deck for a bit, so I'm just gonna pull it out and see if I can like discern any kind of. Well, you have misdirection, self-modifying code, easy nor time, so both players will have a lot of money for sure, and a couple of Singhak in a 40 card deck. It probably will be really fast, and also Film Critic can help a lot against Asmari. So actually, probably understand why they chose to send Smoke. I'm gonna check on the players. Yes, Casper, how are we doing there?
We are ready to go. So we have the second matchup on the screen. Matushchak on Asmari again with the kill Asmari versus Smoke, as played by Hermes. And let's see how this shakes out. I don't know. I'm kind of sad that we keep seeing Asmari over and over and over again. Not because, you know, it's never about the deck. It's never about the person. It's always about the deck. That's what I was trying to say. We're on again, obviously. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think they try so hard because they want us to see Asmari beaten on stream.
Yeah, but we all know how this ends, right? You never beat Asmari. I've never seen Asmari beaten in any game unless it was Asmari versus Asmari. And chat, what do you think about Asmari? Boo Asmari indeed. Jessica, you're absolutely right. We boo this completely. By the way, there's a bunch of events being advertised as well in the meantime, but I'm going to talk to you about these events at the end of this evening because, you know, you might be wondering what's going on online. There's quite a few things happening. But for now, we're starting this game with Matushchak drawing a card. How unusual.
By the way, I have given permission. I have been given permission to call him Matty.
Matty.
Because honoring their name, I can't pronounce it, and I don't want to make a fool of myself, so it's going to be Matty from now on.
Okay, you can all practice with me, Matushchak. It's very simple. Okay, well
No, I don't want to fail. Okay,
keep
we've got a net maker down. That was fast, and Peace in Our Time like bumps a lot of money. So we start protecting R&D, and they already have daily quests going. This card, it's just like a magnet to first hands, right?
Yeah.
I can't recall a game on Asmari that didn't play one daily quest like turn one.
Well, I mean, it's either daily quest or you play Scarcity.
And if you're like super lucky, you can play both.
Indeed. Funny thing is, this deck does run 3 scarcities, but we haven't seen a single one in the previous game because it was so fast. So hopefully we're not going to see any scarcities here. Although, like you already mentioned, Netmerker hitting the table early, that's good. Archives are still open for self-credit abuse, so to speak, or self-credit build-up. But, well, Mari's probably going to try and score this one out, right?
Absolutely.
One would expect. And indeed, I totally agree with people on the chat. Boo earns Asmari, indeed. Boo Asmari. We don't like you, Asmari. Asmari, go home. Or Asmari, stay away, or whatever. You know, one of these.
Okay.
That looks like a scoring server.
That looks like a scoring server indeed.
It's probably 2 gold farmers.
23 credits to 25. That is a very cautious runner. And who wouldn't be like, you've seen your partner, your colleague murdered in 5 minutes.
I like the name of this Asmari deck. It's basically, you can run, but you can't hide, and this is the trouble here. On the other hand, we have Herbal Cigarettes 2.0, and I'm really curious to see how this deck, with the film critic, with a single film critic again, how it can try and beat Asmari at its own game. We'll see if that actually happens. I happen anytime soon, because we do have a scarcity hitting the table, but smoke is rich. That's the good news.
Yeah, the response to scarcity resources from Hermes, like, I already have my Netmaker down. I don't care.
I really like what Anarcho Mushroom said in the chat. GameNet is the Gandalf to Asmari's Saruman. Although, yeah, that's kind of very Enigma on server 1. Do you actually bounce?
Absolutely not. You can get Penrose out for the price of getting into the remote. You're canceling 3 credits for them and getting 2 back. It's kind of like a free use of self-modifying code.
It cost him 6. Actually, yeah, net 7 with the trash. But yeah, okay. That's definitely with those punitives in the game. Chat, what is your prediction of this?
And we're saying prediction,
yeah, exactly.
not what you wish it will happen.
If you see we're siding with anybody not playing as Mari, then you will be right, at least on my side. I don't know about PSK, but like, I want to see Asmari defeated. No sympathy to whoever is playing it at that very. Ooh.
Okay, so one echo chamber hit the scoring area. It's interesting because usually that's the last thing you want to do. And they went down to 22 credits, where right now Smoke is gonna end out of it on 20 credits. And with Corroder and Penrose out, those remotes are not safe anymore.
That is true, unless you keep adding ice on top of things, which is the case. And I think the strategy here is absolutely, you will let the runner in one way or another, because they will be ready, but they will be just so dirt poor that stealing anything, unless they have a film online, is gonna basically...
Yeah, that's fine, but I mean, you have 17 credits and you have to rest 4 pieces of ice. And if you keep opening archives, then it's like a farm for Netmaker. Oh, gold farmer.
There you go. That's a taxation strategy for Asmar.
I mean...
Ooh, there goes the boom.
Yeah, ooh, but boom. Actually, I'm thinking Gold Farmer has the same numbers for Corroder as Eli, right?
Yeah,
3
basically.
to res, 4 to trash,
Yeah,
4 to
yeah.
pass.
In a way, yes, but it's very annoying in general. But yeah, it's the same numbers. It's as good as Eli, and you cannot click through it, so it's a bit better.
Yeah. I think it's the they lose one that really sets everyone on fire. Like, I don't want to lose money just cause.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a deck like this where you're playing the money game, because Asmari is all about making more money than you or making you spend money in terrible amounts and then making you pay for being poor. This is basically the metaphor for education in certain countries around.
Okay, we have a slow roll on server 2.
Yeah, I'm
What
betting it's
is
a
going
Bologna.
on?
I think it's a Bologna, and the trick here is if Hermes cannot find, and I'm pronouncing it the German way, maybe I should be Hermes, sorry. But anyway, if the runner cannot find
The film
the
critic.
film critic, indeed, then this is gonna be
Yep. It's a one on 20 cards. I mean,
I would maybe apply some pressure on R&D here. I don't know, like just to see what's there. First click for me here would be running R&D or HQ again, but probably R&D.
yeah, that's why you want to play a quest sometime.
Yeah, quest completed here would be a very nice touch, and quest completed in this deck. But you heard it here first. It is a card that exists.
What would you do here? Do you stop, pause, think, and look for your film critic?
Oh, Gronkaf in the chat says that it's more that people resent yellow decks no longer needing to spend influence. Indeed. A very big strength of. So we have a diesel draw. After image, okay, so that's a good. Off the table. Pelangi, very decent.
Perfect. After image, 2 credits to bypass. It's gorgeous against Mari with Surveyor. Like 8 strength Surveyor. Credits.
Yeah.
I'm
Really
just
like
gonna waltz over here.
such a good. If you were to write the flavor text, whoosh. Here we go, last click run. Ooh, this might be game. Why am I saying this? Because the runner does not have film critic on the tables for tax.
Whoa! Do you just let it go? Let it go. 3 credits.
That's expensive.
Yeah, fires.
That's expensive.
Resource hardware event. You pay 3 credits to break an ice.
And the fun thing is,
Completely understand.
yeah, the fun thing is that now Smoke knows that there's a film critic on top of the stack, which is great. Exactly what Smoke needs here. There we go, 8 strength surveyor.
A2, well seen. After image. Door side for the corp.
Mm-hmm.
And the oh yeah, hurts a bit, doesn't it?
Well, it is second surveyor, and after image can be used only once per turn to bypass. It's gonna actually.
Yeah, but not that much. I mean, you still have 3 stealth credits. Corp is actually at only 5 credits now. What else are they gonna rest? Like the 3rd surveyor?
That is a very good point. I think now the idea, the question is, do you use Pelangi here to make it cheaper? And if yes, what do you use? Probably you could Pelangi it into Codegate. Actually, they go for after image. Now, this is the question. No stealth credits left. If this is a res, they still have Pelangi and Corroder. That is a good old
Oh,
Use Hound. They can totally Pelangi the use Hound.
yeah, Pelangi to barrier.
Yeah.
And break it with Corrodor.
This was a very good run.
That was a very intelligent run. It's a shame that the film critic just,
Yeah. Came a bit too late. But
ending in the top of the stack.
that's an SSL.
Oh, that's an SSL.
Hmm.
Oh, that differential now, 12 credits to 3. It's just like you just, well, usually 6, but you were doubling money from the corp. That is absolutely good news for the runner.
So very well played here, very well ran by Hermes, and we'll see what Matushchak runs with. Definitely the server is pretty hellishly. Will be hard for Hermes and without the network. I'm just checking if this deck is running stem hacks. It is indeed running 2 stem hacks, but stem hacks unfortunately are not self-credit.
Oh, wow.
And Matushchak is probably betting on those stem hacks happening.
Yeah.
If,
R&D.
yeah, so change of pressure here, change of pace. We're going for R&D. 4 credits, still used to res that pesky gold farmer.
I think it's super safe to say that Sever 2 is an NGO front. Do they run NGO front? Good, right? Yeah, they run one NGO front.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they like super sure that they're not going to be getting into the remote at least a couple of turns?
That's a good. I mean, the only advanceable card other than the agendas is the single.
I mean, a single access on R&D in a 6 agenda density deck. Just like, yeah, go on, go get in. I'm gonna score 3 points next turn. Don't care. That's an interesting res on my opinion.
Actually, yeah, this could be an NGO front, or it could be a Bellona, for example, or another SSL, because the corp is gonna get extra money at the beginning of their next. I'll have enough to score.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So let's see. This is going really low. And the film
after a run.
And film critic was not drawn into because Hermes will click drawing cards. So let's see how this is going to play out now. It's over to Matushchak now. Matushchak can decide what to do with the extra money he just received. Is this an NGO? I would bet it's a Bellona. I could be wrong.
Bellona?
Ooh, that's a hard hitting.
Oh wow. Value.
Not so sure about value, but okay. No, of course. I mean,
Wow. That's what I call value hard-hitting news, because on 4 credits. Sorry, there are some kids outside singing.
yeah, we have neighbors here being very active today with the kids because we're in phase 2 right now. So, you know, chilling.
Yeah, chilling in the same space as a friend. Like, I'm in the same room as Vesper. I can see him. It's really cool. Just it actually gives a sense of normality for some reason. Like, yeah, cool. Gonna drop by your place. We're gonna commentate on some games.
Indeed. This is dangerous now, I have to say.
Yeah, but they didn't run, did they? Thank God they had misdirection in hand.
True. That misdirection in the 2 daily casts definitely help with making sure that no tags are gonna land. Now Matushtek is 9 credits. The question is, will he score whatever it is in server 2, or will he jam an agenda in there if it's an NGO just getting the money, which probably would be a good play. Of course, to have an agenda to jam, you have to have it first, and there are only 2 cards in HQ, so this all depends on what Matushtek drew into here. Thinking 1 second, which is not a lot of time to think, to be honest. You know, I would be thinking probably at least 10 seconds in this game, but then again, if you play as Mari, you probably don't have to think much.
Runner still has 1 busy no time, 1 sure gamble, and have we seen any douche wild? Hit the bin? No.
Nope.
What? When did they run?
There was the last click run on R&D. That's why I said it was kind of dangerous. But I think this is just basically Matushchuk making sure that Hermes will be busy using misdirection and losing money, of course, from the lose those tags while single advantage. That probably agenda, because why would you have an NGO on 4? No idea.
Yep, absolutely.
Matushchuk keeps naming event because Deuce's Wild would be very useful here. Here we go, misdirection and archive. Archive. Hey there, Spackman. Thank you for joining the stream and the chat. And yeah, chat. What's your prediction? Who's gonna take the crown, the first crown of the first episode of Fight Club today? The Unpronounceables, who are 1 point ahead, so to speak. They eliminated 1 opposing player, or the Bretzel, the Bavarian beer and Bretzel Brigade, who definitely have the beers and the Bretzels, but they have 1 player less on their roster right now.
What I am worried about,
Mm-hmm.
it's we have 1 single boom and 1 single archive memories.
And the boom is already in the bin. So
And the boom is already on the bin.
yeah.
I mean, do you go tag me? Or do you absolutely have to take out the tags?
Hmm.
2 and 3 credits, you know for sure there's an agenda on server 2. So, I mean, putting yourself on 6 credits and then taking care of the tags, like, is it playing too much to your odds, or what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, boom, like the play. Oh, there we go. That's more money for the corp. I think that the threat of arcade memories boom, if you float the tags, is there. You don't have any way of protecting yourself from the damage unless you actually lose the tag. So misdirection always has to bring the runner at minimum to 1 tag. But then again, 1 tag here would be lethal because you have net Mercur. So I think because of this deck's reliance on net Mercur, you do want to clear the tags anytime you get hit.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that daily quest is kind of big, and this is Matushchuk just playing, not for time, of course, but doing the right thing, which is like, okay, 2 credits left, and that SSL is going to be slowly ticking down again with more money, and the daily quest is going to be giving Matushchuk a lot of money, so R&D can probably defend itself. There are 4 agendas in the game still.
Yep,
yeah.
and there, that is gonna be getting 6 credits at the beginning of their turn.
Yep.
For at least 3 turns.
Oh, this is a very important play here. The film critic can swing this game wildly around depending on what it is going to be that we have Hermes access now.
Yep.
And this is a very sure play because, again, 2 daily casts are going to give enough credits to Hermes to make sure that the misdirection can deal with any hard-hitting news tags. So that's kind of a safe play.
Yeah, but then again, like we've seen 2 hard-hitting news. These decks playing 3. The card you have to be most worried about right now, it's an Archive Memories. It's so silly.
Yep. So here we go, 6 credits in a single start of turn trigger. That's mighty. Asmari definitely making a lot of money on poor students. I would have never guessed that Smoke is going to go back to school, but apparently this is what's happening here. Smoke is way too cool for school, obviously.
Yep. Oh wow, no way. Are you really using hard-hitting news to archive?
Yeah, Archive Memories for hard-hitting news here. Yeah, that boom is gone.
Out! Yeah, because they're not like and they don't have any punitive any other punish.
No, there are 2 punitives in this, so we have to remember this. But I think here the play is basically making sure that the film critic is off the table, and at least that's my guess. I don't know. Like, this is trying to make sure that the runner is either slowed down or they lose the film critic, the only film critic they have. So.
Okay, yeah.
So shaking it. No, not really. So this is draw and 3. Sorry. This is mild. Makes me think of some cigarettes. Chewing gum.
Okay. That archives, it's doing some proper job. 5 credits on Netmarker. What is your out here? You just like plum R&D until the end of times?
I'm wondering if I don't know.
Do we have? Yep, we have 2 turning wheels on the deck.
I was going to mention that.
Sorry.
No. I mean, that's absolutely the right.
I was faster.
Yeah, Slowpoke. Boo. Yeah, I'm totally behind here on the curve. But yeah.
Vesper. Go play as Mari. No, sorry. Oh. By the way, we shouldn't be that mean to people playing as Mari. I mean, it's a good deck, and if you're in a competitive setting,
no. I disagree. The deck is terrible and horrible and should be banned one way or another, like a combination or something. Matushchak is a great person, an absolutely awesome person, great community member, great player, but this deck is just evil. That's what I mean. Like, you know, that's it.
Yeah, can you imagine how
the people at Asmari feel? I don't care.
Deck. How Valencia deck can be. So people wanted to specifically play against Asmari. Like they could choose.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea why they didn't go for the Valencia deck. I mean, they know the Valencia deck. Really don't know. It's a captain's choice. It's a team's decision. That's what's really fun about this.
Here
you just lose against Asmari. That's basically what happens.
No. You have to get into server 2. I mean, you have to.
Then you die to a double punitive or something. No, that's...
Oh, because I'm critic.
Okay, well, you hope for stim hacks, I guess. You have 2 in the deck. We haven't seen a single one yet, I think. No stim hacks played yet. So I would assume in those 16 cards right now that Hermes still has in play, 6 in their hand. I'm sorry. That means there has to be a stim hack somewhere, but it all depends on the luck of the. But I totally agree with what you said. They actually absolutely have to get into server 2. There is no other hope for the runner here. It could be an NGO though, which would be ridiculous. Actually, could it be an NGO? Wait a second. Or not NGO? No, the NGO is out. Sorry, the NGO has been out for a while. Never mind. Simul chip. Ooh.
Oh wow, second card. We were not paying attention to that.
Yeah, sorry, I was totally somewhere else. Oh, there goes the stim hack. Okay, so I wonder if that
Yep.
signal chip is some sort of a secure piece, just in case mantle gets trashed from the other hand after this stim hack run, which makes me think I have to come out as well. Mighty run with stim hack.
I think most about you said Palangi?
Yeah, Palangi, yeah. Okay, so slot machine showing us 2 events and a resource. Everything fires. So Matushtak makes more money, which money is not really an object here. The trouble here is this is gonna be really flippin' expensive to get in. But like you said already, Film Critic is there to make sure that Bologna or an SSL is not gonna fire. We'll see how the runner manages. There's a bypass, which is cheaper than anything.
Yes. After image. What? Oh, they're using the steamroll chip to reinstall after image so they can. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Bonkers.
Beautiful Netrunner. Yes.
Bonkers.
Bravo. Bravo. And here we were just like thinking like regular Netrunners. Just like, oh yeah, Palangi or something. No, you trash the program. The program is reinstalled, and then you can use the bypass for 2 credits. It's just beautiful.
We need some rules, Roya, to tell us, like, but if you use the same card, like the physical card, this turn, and then you trash it, then install the same card again. Of course it does.
Wait. Why don't you go for the trace?
Because you don't have the money. You don't want to get.
You have 4 credits.
Yeah, but they have 6 billion.
And you also have 1 click left.
I don't know. That's a Bologna, and
What?
the Bologna gets scored. Oh, wait a second. Was that a?
Wait. Why did you do that? Okay. Maybe they're afraid they're gonna go for this hard-hitting news and then trash Film Critic.
That's a possibility, but now you're basically putting yourself up to punitives killing you, and this deck is also running.
I fully don't understand that move. Because also Bologna. Oh, Bologna actually. What?
Okay, so this is definitely not the turn in which the runner is gonna bite the bullet, unless Matushtak was lucky drawing into stuff, because of course there are 3 copies of Consulting Visit in this deck, but Consulting Visit is double, so that's not happening.
Yep. Oh wow, this is tense.
It is tense, and I'm just really worried about Smoke's situation. I mean, Hermes has 6 points, but stealing, I don't know. Like, I can only imagine a magical finale in which Hermes is running R&D, hitting a Bologna, putting it on Film Critic. Oh, there we go. That's the game base. Never mind.
What?
That's hard hitting.
So they don't have any more tag punishment.
True. But they have enough money to just install advanced. True. It is true though that with the bank that Smoke has right now, Hermes can get rid of the tags with the misdirection. So that's the good news. That's the only good news.
Yeah. You wanna? You only need 1 more agenda.
Yeah, but 17 cards is only 3 more agendas in this game. I don't know. Like, this is all about probabilities, and I'm not good at probabilities because I never won a lottery.
I mean, if you can keep farming archives and drawing cards to get your last Steam hack, you can have a remote lock and just like, wait for it.
True. The thing is, you have to get rid of those tags, sorry, now.
Yeah, because if not, your macro is like dead.
Yeah, you do have the credits here, and you will need that. The good news is you can keep farming Netmarker. Exactly, this is a very good play. you get Netmarker credits, you get regular credits, you still have clicks to misdirection, which you totally should.
Absolutely.
Although, let me just very quickly, I mean, actually, well, yeah, no, you should, because boom, off the table. Although maybe you actually don't care. I don't know. No, you don't want to keep the Netmarker.
Well, I mean, you care because of, like, team critting. Right now, you care for Netmarker, because if you want to get back in on that, you need at least 5 Netmarker credits, 4 Netmarker credits, I think. 2 and 2, and a simul chip.
Indeed.
Lol.
Indeed. Actually, zoom in again. Earlier. Yeah, for everybody just joining us, this is the Fight Club Season 2, Episode 1, the Unpronounceable versus the Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Club, Brigade, sorry, obviously. And I haven't seen a Bretzel or a Pretzel or anything like this in quite a while in real life, so I should donations of send pretzels my way or Bretzels, fresh ones. I have to find the German baker. Okay, we have Matuszczak thinking, which is not a bad thing if you're a corp.
Absolutely not. Okay, 8 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna let the people know.
Still have plenty of time to figure this one out, and Matuszczak basically just needs to score an agenda, and Hermes needs to steal an agenda.
I mean, the funniest part is that if they actually go to time, Hermes gets the win.
I don't think that's gonna go. I think there's gonna be an ice on server 2, something into server 2. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. Actually, and you totally made this a very strong. Oh, there we go. Server 2 install.
Yep.
Going for it. That's not an NGO.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is not an
big
NGO
play.
front. Question is, do you have the simul chip? Do you have the Steam hack? Because if you have both, you're in.
Simul chips we've had only one used.
Yeah, so if actually you don't even need the, you only need the simul chip. Because slot machine can fire and new sound can fire.
Yeah.
You only need to crash surveyor. Ooh, that's really interesting. So, oh well, that's Valona. You need 5 credits too. So maybe the Steam hack would be really interesting. Ooh.
So, Osclade, welcome to the chat and to the stream.
You are in for a very interesting and suspenseful finale of the game.
Oh, Virulence already offered to send me delicious Swabian Bretzels. I'm looking forward to this. Absolutely finding a good. Is there a notoriety in the smoke list? Let me check the smoke. There's no notoriety.
Oh, that would be sweet, wouldn't it?
Osclade totally answered that in the chat as well. I just connect the dots. So many dots. How many NGOs in the bin? 1, and it's the only one indeed. And I'm happy to see people from different teams. You know, this is of course not scouting, because that's the lovely part of this format, and this is what I really like about it. You cannot really scout here because the decks are known. So it's like, no, you just want to see how your opponents perform. What is their strategy? You want to see them play. That's very nice.
Also, the scouting is absolutely pointless because all deck lists are public from day one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another reason for why I wanted to try this format first. Like, everyone locks their decks, so you cannot tech against anyone in particular, you know? But maybe allowing people to tech against the winners is not a bad idea.
Maybe you should be able to tech against this Mari, basically.
I think all of them did.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of thinking going on. Oh man.
Yeah, this is definitely the time to go deep into the think tank with all the sharks and whatnot, and just focus. And
Yep.
4
4 minutes, 40 seconds.
okay,
Oh, wow. Are they're going in. They just don't care anymore.
with 7 credits though, that's
4 credits.
yeah, and 3 on the.
Oh yeah, I don't count us because you need at least 4 to break. So they have to wish for this to be an SSL.
Stimhack was on top. AI.
Oh, just a draw, and go in, right?
I think Hermes knows that this is probably not gonna fly.
This is not gonna happen. Like, how do you break the second surveyor?
You basically pick up the card from the table and you freeze it very quickly, and then you just break it in your finger. You can bypass the first one, but the second one is.
One, two, three, and then you need 1 credit to break the run. But you're getting the tax. Yep. Like, oh my god, the maths are done to the T. If it's if it's Bologna, they can always put it on Film Critic. But that means that Matty can just trash it because they're going to be tagged. Aren't they? No? Oh no, wait.
There's no credit.
After image breaks 2 centric subroutines for 1 credit. It's an SSL.
You put it. Okay. Yes, that's again.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Beautiful!
Whoa!
Beautiful!
Whoa!
Oh wow, that was pretty.
This
Okay, Vesper, I'm gonna
was-
disconnect for a second. I need to take care of the pairings and stuff.
Yeah, of course. And take your
Leave,
time.
Zach.
In the meantime, I'm just going to leave everybody with the music and just. Wow, yeah, news count being there was kind of a bit blank. Have you seen this? Was so finally okay. Asmari out of the way, whew. And I mean, this is not only about Asmari being actually defeated. This is also very importantly about BBNB. Sorry, BBNBB. That's the full name of the team. Staying in the game with 2 players and eliminating one of their opponents' roster members. Big thing this. I mean, seriously, wow, this was serious business here. I'm still kind of thinking about what just happened. So this was game 2. We had Matuszczak versus Hermes, and we're gonna go, of course, into game 3 in a few. While Princess Space Kitten sets things up, I'm gonna be setting things up as well. I need to, of course, fix some graphics again, because we're totally doing things here. Live and direct on television. So, chat, what do you think about this game? Exciting, wasn't it? I think it was quite exciting. I found it quite exciting myself. Wow, like, seriously, wasn't expecting this. That was round 2, or yeah, basically the second game of this series, not the series, of this particular matchup in the series. The first episode of Fight Club season 2. In the first season, again, we had, just to remind you, we had 3 teams competing. In this season, we have 7 teams competing. Their decks are already locked down. They cannot change them, obviously, into anything else. Because, like you heard from Princess Space Kitten herself, that's the way the game has been locked in a way for now. So they will have to figure out. Well, actually, no, sorry, they don't have to figure anything out. That's what I meant. What they need to figure out is how to beat their opponents, obviously, and the decks being public. That helps a lot with the situation. Just to update you on this current state, we have... Hello. I'm just updating people. We have still Boreira, the captain, and Shorty, the team captain on the other team. and Odol and Hermes on a bunch of different decks. But we have Criminals, HB, and a Shaper Jinteki combo. So who's going to be playing next?
You don't have any.
Hmm?
I think with the colors in your colors in your computer that you let me are super weird.
Oh, sorry. What do you mean, like?
I'm on the sheet and the colors are like red. It's pink, and I was like, why are you saying? Oh, sorry. That was
okay.
dumb.
I mean, no, it wasn't dumb. It's just my computers definitely have. We definitely have weird setups on my computers where I live here. So, okay, we have the pairings. So we're gonna have Barreira on SSO, woohoo, with Hermes on Smoke.
Yay!
So I'm gonna be putting this up very, very shortly. Bear with me, people. I need to put some fancy graphics up, of course, because that's the whole idea of making live television here happen. This is gonna be just basically a minute. So, PSK, over to you. You can tell people whatever you want about anything you want.
Yeah, no, 1 second, because I'm having trouble. So sorry, people. I'm having trouble like joining the.
No worries.
They can entertain themselves for like a minute. Don't worry about it. Like.
Okay, they can manage while I click around furiously. So we're gonna have Barreira, the team captain,
Yeah.
coming in for game 3. And Barreira is gonna be playing SSO, and this is gonna be exciting because we all love SSO. SSO is not Asmari, so basically that's already a win for me. I'm not kidding. Like, you know, let's be honest. I mean, come on. Like, all the NBNs are out, and I absolutely agree with Jessica's assessment of the situation. I love this. I love that this is actually happening. We will have Hermes keeping the smoke. That's going to be an interesting matchup. The players are giving me the time to actually prepare, which I really do appreciate, because I'm the one messing around here with stuff. But you know, like, since I'm streaming this, might as well make it a bit fancy for all you lovely people at home, just to make sure that this is gonna look, you know, like professional television.
And you are the loveliest streamer of them all, Vesper. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, well, thank you for being so nice. I think there are some lovely people out there also.
Yep.
Well, anyway.
So we have the players ready, and whenever you say, you have the last word, as always.
Well, no,
and we'll be ready to begin.
I have to
I'm
jump
gonna resend to the stream the link where they can find and check all their deck lists. They're public since the second they start and agree to participate in this format. And open SSO, and Smoke was already open. So
I think we're running into some silly, complicated problems on my side, but don't worry about me. I'm basically trying to get into the game that keeps showing me the old game, but I'm going to refresh my browser, and that's gonna be... Yeah, that's just gonna
happened the same to me. Refreshing browser was like absolutely what you needed to do.
Refresh, jump in. We are in the game, and they're ready to go, so let's do this. Good luck, and have fun to both of the players. Trying to press magical buttons to make things happen.
I'm screaming at them like, good luck, have fun!
Indeed, screaming on the screen. And you're not gonna see anything. Smoke has freed us from Asmari overlords. Indeed, Gullet Crusher, that was very true. SSO, Jessica's favorite Wayland, I believe. Oh, I cannot hear again. What happened? Did you just disconnect from Discord? May have happened like this. Oh, you have to. Oh, you refreshed. Yeah, now I can hear. Yeah, you have to press the blue button because basically my computers are running a complex mixture between English, Spanish, Catalan, and Polish. And as much as PSK can deal with 3 of those 4 languages, Polish could be a bit challenging for everybody.
I mean, I've been pressing the, like, every time I change the from a voice chat to another, I have to press the blue button. But obviously I don't have to do this at home, and I'm not used to it, and I've been changing, and sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I have to press that button. But Yeah, I was just checking. We've got bio level clearance on SSO that I think it's absolutely gorgeous. 3 Arc of Memories, 2 Audacity, Dedication Ceremony, Hedge Fund, Mass Commercialization, Yambe Grid. And it's like a really interesting, like CityWorks project, one single hostel takeover and 2 Project Atlas. It's just such an interesting build, and I'm actually waiting forward to see how this works out.
Just to answer the question in the chat, there are no clots in the smoke deck, whatnot, and you can see the links there. PSK posted the link in the chat as well. If you can open it, there are all the decks for all the tournaments. So basically, that's public knowledge. I was already mentioned, and that's great. I love this. This is the best thing ever because I can also look at this and go like, yes. This is Petroleum 2.0, by the way, played by Borera. They have been playing this deck to some success, I think, before. And Herbal Cigarettes is also 2.0, so these are like, you know, remakes of decks that worked. Speaking of things that work, here's an Asteroid Belt for 3 credits. Not a bad thing. Let's just see what's going to happen here. There is an SMC on the table. There is a Penrose on the table as well. And that Penrose was installed this turn, so it can actually break the Asteroid Belt as well. Or you can just bounce from the Asteroid Belt and not care much about this because why would you? I mean, that could totally work for you. Unless you really want to get that Oaktown, which probably you want to. You don't want to give the Corp any more money and agenda points. And I just love Oaktown as an agenda. It's probably one of my favorite agendas in Netrunner because it's just so, you know, honest. Just, I'm gonna make money. You can try and steal it. I'm still gonna make money. Question from Jessica: does the new NWL change these deck lists? No, they have been locked down. So basically, they will be the whole second season of Fight Club is gonna be played with the same deck list that you see here. There won't be any changes. There won't be any new teams joining as well. And after the series is over, which is basically going to be 6 rounds, we will see who is the winner, of course, which team is winning. And then there's going to be probably a new season opening with the new MWL, most likely. I actually think that I cannot tell you much about this, but I believe the new MWL is going to be announced pretty soon. And that's about it. Pretty soon. And I know everybody has waited forever. And for all the good reasons and for all the bad reasons in the world, the MWL was not being delayed. It's just, yeah, we had a ton of stuff to figure out with organized play, with events, with people feeling, you know, the way they are, because life is just complicated in general. And, you know, we're as human as everybody else playing this game. So the MWL team was working hard just to make sure also that it's the big revolution coming with this new MWL, because I can probably call it the revolution, that it actually is not going to make the game harder for you to enjoy. So here we have a Misvingo.
Yep. And Hermes went all in to seal that agenda.
So wait,
knowing that there's no punishment for that,
yeah,
I would absolutely do that too, to be honest.
I'm just looking if there's any punishment here. Well,
there's not.
You can play Mascom and then no, I'm kidding. This is a vegetarian Wayland, which, you know, I mean, I have nothing against vegetarianism. It's a lovely idea. It's a very practical idea.
Well, but look at the little kitten Brigade has as a.
No, yeah, of course, but this is Wayland. Wayland is, you know, you cannot be vegetarian Wayland. Mm-hmm. You just have to crush. You cannot leave all the crushing to NBN or Jinteki. You just have to crush and smash and destroy, and, you know, and although then again, this is very thematic. This is SSO Industries. They're just building stuff up. They're nice people. They're not gonna kill you. Why would they? They want customers. They're just gonna sell you, you know, pollution and energy or whatever whatever SSO is producing. What are they producing? Advancements, basically. Would you like some fresh advancement counters? They're on offer. 2 for 1. Yeah, the deck lists are public. They were published in the chat. So if you scroll up a bit, if you can, they have been published at least twice. And yeah, I'm not sharing the link anywhere because it's kind of scary to share a Google Docs link. It's, you know.
Hi. Yeah, it's weird. Worry. There you go again.
And now we
Happy
made
to
Jessica's
comply.
statement totally.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'm kidding. But you posted it above and below and to the left and to the right.
I've said that you'll see that you have the current match on top and then the upcoming challengers. If you click if you pass your how do you call the little thingy? The little mousy thingy.
The little mousy thingy, cursor?
Yeah, the cursor on top of the name of the ID, you will see a link to the Netrunner DB page where you can check all the.
Now I'm curious. How do you call cursor in Catalan or Spanish, like the little mousy thingy?
Cursor.
Cursor. Okay.
Yeah. So it was
nice.
absolutely stupid to forget this word, to be honest. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, Jessica says, I was unable to find a 3-pointer earlier and that's very sad. I don't understand playing 2-pointers and so. Well, they're public, which is cool, but yeah, I absolutely understand. 3 City Works, 3 Hollywoods, and 2 Hostiles. That's a good agenda. Sweet indeed. Welcome, Shatha, I guess, to the stream. Eyes open, mouth smiling. That's great. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. So this is a second oak down here, and we've had atlases as well. And yeah, this agenda suite is kind of unusual. I would totally.
It's really unusual. Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah, it's totally giving the runner points here. I think we're gonna see a switcheroo in which the BB and BB are gonna be putting pressure on the unpronounceables. Although I do wish that Borera has a standing and a fighting chance here. They do have a well put together deck. It's just, yeah, getting that first agenda by Smoke was definitely a big step towards winning this for the runner.
Yeah, and take advantage of that Arcade not advance, because oh wow, I'm smelling a flood here.
Yeah, this is.
I'm smelling a bit of a flood from Borera.
This is
that's
very tough.
Unfortunate.
Actually, I'm gonna scroll up. Was there a mulligan on the corpse side? Yeah, that was a mulligan. So oof, that was probably a very unfortunate mulligan into agendas, basically, or you just draw into agendas. You know, maybe your R&D is just, yeah, here, have an agenda, you need it. Oh, another agenda, you might need it later.
And you have a turning wheel.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Hermes here in a very comfortable position. Borera has to score this. They have to score this for sure. Kayambe, okay, that Kayambe might change the game a bit, but that Oaktown has to be scored now, and R&D is going to be under pressure a lot. This could be over faster than we expect.
Yep.
A very interesting discussion in the chat about the validity of 2-pointers being more valid or more feasible in this deck than 3-pointers. I'm kind of with the 3-pointer option as well, because also it enables other plays. Like you can have punitives, you can do a bit of evil things to the runner. But yeah, of course, I mean, this is the beautiful part of this game, where your personal playstyle and the way you want to surprise others. Then again, there are no surprises in this format. But yeah, it's an interesting choice here, and playing with that deck against that Smoke. That's another very nice thing I love about this format, is that you basically have 3 corp decks and 3 runner decks versus the same, of course, on the other side. All the knowledge is public. You try to pick the best matchup that you have left from what is on the table, so to speak, after a round. And chances are you will not have a good matchup. So you will have to try and figure out how to choose the most optimal matchup. And then still, your deck might just be spewing agendas in your face if you're the corp, or not giving you the right cards if you're the runner.
Yeah.
And that's
absolutely like the strategy that the teams have to go through to actually pick the best matchups, with calculating the risks on, even though you can choose your most favorable matchup, you can have a bad draw, a bad day, a bad moment, and then your strategy has to contemplate that too. If like I recall when the last fight club finished, the teams actually showed and shared the spreadsheet that they made with like all the possible matches and like highlighting what were the best matchups, and they consulted that every
Wow.
in between all the games to see what were the best options in every case. It was absolutely amazing. The amount of thought that has to be put in this format is amazing, and that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I think it's a really brilliant, very transparent, very competitive, and therefore really spectacular in a way format, because very often when you play Netrunner and you don't know your opponent's deck list, or you just kind of have to guess it in the game, that's of course part of the excitement. But here the excitement is completely different. He's like, okay, do they have this option? Can they pull this off? We see their cards, we know their cards. What is the possibility for them to make a strong play here? There's a lot of betting and hedging hedging your bets and betting your hedges, so to speak, between the corps and the runners, because they do know what they have in those decks. So they just have to go like, okay, have you already drawn into this or not? Is this the card I think it could be or not? And this is where the excitement comes as an extra value here. Okay, Barrera slowly turning this around. I hope they can get at least 2 more points. Well, on the other hand, Hermes just needs a single agenda to win. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, but you can be sure that either that is a hostile takeover and that doesn't put Borreira on near winning, or that's a Rashida. You can ignore that remote for sure, because there's only 2 Atlas and all the other agendas are face up.
Yeah. Which actually, brings me over to counting the agendas very, very quickly, because we have 4 2-pointers and there are 5 2-pointers in the deck and a hostile. So the hostile could be a winning agenda, but, well, never mind. And then, okay, that's basically farming the turning wheel counters. I think we can expect a big dig, probably on R&D quite soon.
I think so.
Although, wait a second, here we go. This could be actually a... Oh no, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, let's see the 3 cards in hand.
That's a Rashida. So this is big now, because the turning wheel is quite a big one with 9 counters on it. So you can generally access all of the corp's hand next turn. So the corp now, if they drew into any agendas, they have to be very careful. Ooh, do you think it is what I think it is? There is a Crisium in this deck. This is a Kayamba. Sorry, there are no Crisiums.
Yep, Icon now has 3 advancement tokens. So if that is a Kayamba grid, the runner needs to make that big run right now.
Yeah.
Because if not, that's gonna be almost unpayable. Because
I really love Jessica's analysis of SSO with this agenda choice, with public knowledge for the deck list and so on. Yeah, that's definitely very, like, everything that you're writing here is very, very valid. You need to put pressure early on. You have to kind of rush out even with 3-pointers in a way.
Yeah, because right now, even if Borreira scores wholesale takeover that it's left, they will need to score 2 more agendas.
Yeah. Oh, and Hermes is doing that thing that happened last game as well, which is you write thinking and then magic happens, right? I still cannot get over the fact, like, positively, of course, that...
Oh, why would you approach... oh, wow.
Well, to dig for the turning wheel accesses? Oh wait, was that a...
Yeah, I guess, but now... Yep. Yep.
Well, here we go. Here we go. You do have a heap of net Mercur credits. You have a mantle. You have a smoke credit. So that's not too bad. You can get through it.
Finally, I did.
The problem, of course, with Akhet is that that Akhet is now going to start counter placement on different cards across the board, which of course powers Kayambe, which powers Mascom, which powers all the other things for SSO. SSO's influence is spent off archive memories and violent level clearances, basically. That's the whole story here. 3 copies of archive memories, 3 copies of violent level clearance. So yeah, unorthodox SSO, I would totally say. But yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. We have an after image.
You are hitting.
Ooh.
Yep.
Hacking the stim, stimming the hack. Well, that is the play here. I mean, you know, you have to dig now and you have to score that single point.
Do you bother to res the Kayambe grid?
Res
They
everything.
can pay like 2 credits.
Res everything. No, that's a very good point. I mean, it all depends on the cost of your ice tower on R&D. Maybe at camp is really not worth it, but then what is the ice in this deck that could... well, there are border controls, and a border control here on R&D would be quite sweet, I have to say.
Yeah.
Last click stim hack, this is what Netrunner is all about. Indeed!
Okay.
Now Warrior has to think, because there goes a Hordem. I'm pretty sure they have a border control somewhere here on that R&D, or maybe it's on the remote, but I think the R&D setup includes a border control. Maybe it actually doesn't. Oops.
Must bingo.
For some reason, Masvingo makes me think of Hearthstone. There was a character that was saying Masvingo, I think.
Yeah, right?
There was some sort of a shield bearer dude. Oh, there is no border control.
No border control. Wow.
Ooh, this is gonna be probably it. There's the Kayamba, which is a bit more expensive now because of the Masvingo counters, of course. But this is probably gonna be it. This is going to be a dig. Let's see what Hermes can dig up in R&D with all those counters, or will Turning Wheel not be used? I think it has to be used, right? Like you said before, this is the time to use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spin.
All of it. Just push everything out. That's 6 cards out of 24. I mean...
It's all a whiff. No, I have no idea.
Yeah, they can pay for credits, no problem.
Oh, there we go. Top
there you go.
City Works.
Wow.
Oh, well, GG. Oh, well.
Okay. And again, Vesper, I will say goodbye to you for a second.
Sure thing. Hop over to the other channel. I'm going to invite everybody to listen to the special report by Tripmirror from the second album, Always Be Running Volume 2. I'm going to be leaving this game. I'm going to be hopping around to the screen so that we can see your lovely chats. Yeah, well played, Smoke, poor SSO, indeed. And Gullet Crusher, thank you for correcting my... it was Tazdingo, not Masvingo, obviously. But still, it's almost the same, right? For those wondering what you're actually watching, it's Fight Club Season 2, Episode 1. We have the Bavarian Bretzel Brigade versus the Unpronounceables. And things have happened here. Things have happened, and I should update you with a lovely visual representation of this happening on the stream, of course. Because we have lost a player, and lost, of course, not in a very negative way. It's more like a player has been eliminated. Therefore, the last hope of the Unpronounceables stays with Odal, and this is gonna be quite an interesting situation. Odal has to generally carry the whole team onward, obviously. If I remember correctly, one of the rules of the format is also that players cannot communicate, team members cannot communicate during the game. So generally what that means is Odell is on his own, which is not a, you know, like how to put it, in a game like Netrunner sometimes fewer voices around are a good thing. So, and Odell is a very good player that has shown skill and resilience in many a tournament. Welcome back.
Welcome back to me. Yeah, that was bad.
No, that was good.
Although, yeah, sorry, that was really bad. It's like like saying bon appetit to a waiter when they serve you food.
Oh, come on.
Filling.
I don't mind.
Okay, so although will be the last player for the Unpronounceables, and he will get in against Smoke that has been undefeated till now with his Egg Infusion.
Okay, so actually, can you just remind us if the entering player wants to change the opponent's choice, they can, right? They can force the opponent to play their other side, right? They can force them to.
Absolutely. The losing team chooses who gets in and what they will be playing. So I'm guessing that although he's more confident that his Egg Infusion can beat the Smoke, then the Smoke can beat the Sarasvati. So.
Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be game 4 if I am correct here. I just basically lost count.
Yep, it's game 5. Yes.
No, it's game 4 or game 5? Game 4.
Game 5.
Game 5?
Yeah. The Unpronounceables won the first battle.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh yeah,
it's gonna be game 4.
And then Hermes won too. Yeah.
Okay, so it's game 4.
Yeah,
Oof. Okay, no. You're perfectly okay. It's just I was wondering, like, okay, like how many games have we already had, and what's gonna come next, and also, am I actually counting this correctly? Basically, also because when I run a tournament or when I participate in a tournament as the streamer for additional rounds, you know, it always makes my mind go a bit woolly. But we have the pairing on the screen. We have Odell on Egg Infusion. We have L returning. And I assume the players are slowly setting up. I'm going to jump into the table as soon as I can to lead you into the last round of this. Hopefully it's going to just work.
No worries. Okay.
And here we go. We're on the table. And we are ready whenever they're ready. We can also wait, not a problem. Can you imagine Netrunner being played on a stadium with like people, you know, just coming in and kind of getting out of the, like, you know, getting out of the dressing rooms or whatever, changing rooms, and that'll be quite something.
I haven't seen Egg Infusion on play for a long time. I'm really excited to see this. We have a keeper for the corp and a mulligan for the runner.
Yep. And here we go.
Let's see how that plays. Okay.
Here we go with what could be the last game of the evening, or it could actually still go on if Odell manages to use Egg Infusion and stop the unbeaten so far unstoppable Smoke. How is everybody doing in the chat? Are you chattable? Are you chatsy? Did we have a former carry in the previous deck? I actually wasn't paying attention. There was no former carry. Oh well.
We have all the influence here on 3 too bigs to fail, 1 digital right management, and 2 Titaniums.
And the deck name is lovely too. The deck name, yeah, the deck name is Why Did It Have to Be Sadaka, which is awesome.
The agenda suite is 7 agendas, 3 pointers, and the Philotic Entanglement that can't fail in a deck.
What do you mean can't fail?
Like, you always put the Philotic, don't you? Like, if you play into Techie?
It's a good 3-2, yeah, no, true, but I mean, I don't know.
Kind of mandatory.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. I agree. What an NBN play here by that Ag Infusion. It's a scarcity. Boo, scarcity, boo.
I don't think this particular build of smoke is a lot. Like once the net marker hits the table, you really care about that scarcity.
Yeah, generally because your only other resources are what there are Cathy Joneses in here, but yeah, you don't really have. Your economy just doesn't rely that much on anything else other than Netmarker and on a potential film critic to stop things like Bellona or SSL from firing.
Or Ovocata.
Yeah. But that's about it.
But I mean, if I have to pay 3 for a film critic, I will. Like, no brainer. Just put it down, and once it's down.
Yeah. And a reminder to all of those that may not remember, but this is one of my favorite things about Netmarker and one of my favorite stupid Netrunner jokes. You can use credits on Netmarker for anything, so you can just install things for it. You can go on holidays for that money. You can pay your telephone bill, whatever. Like as long as you have Netmarker on the table with credits on it, you can just use that for anything.
Also, I remember one time where I saw a player wanting to they passed Kakugo with 4 cards.
Yeah.
And then bumped the corroder, and instead of putting a credit on Netmarker, they draw a card. Because Netmarker actually lets you choose between putting a stealth credit on Netmarker or draw a card.
Yeah.
So they actually ended up stealing the Ovocata, and I that was beautiful.
Speaking of beautiful, that's a beautiful SSL endorsement. Ooh. And I'm not being here how to put it, I'm not taking any sides, but I would like to see Odal win so that we can see other decks as well from the BBNBB folks. I think this is the exciting part of the format. You might see the whole team play or you might not, and being there to just cheer your teammates is great. But not being able to play, I would be like, this was almost, I was ready. I was already shuffling I cannot play. And that's fair. I mean, that's the great part of this format.
Yeah. Also, Shorty is on Kentenma.
We want to see Kentenma, obviously.
I would die to see that on play. And the funniest part is that from all the teams that got in, we have 2 Kentenmas.
We have 2 Kentenmas in the whole tournament. Wow, that's sweet. That's sweet.
It just there are 3 for 19s, 2 Kentenmans, and 2 Lilas.
Yeah. Okay, and actually there is also a Sunny, and I have to say this, there's exactly, because this is, let's be honest, this is standard format. You know which decks are strong, you know what can be played, you know Asmari exists, so we all hate it, but still. And then some people were like, no, we're gonna play Kentenma, and that's great. And I'm really curious about the Sunny. I mean, I know the deck already because of course it's public, but I really would like to see the Sunny in action, so looking forward to that at some point when the replicating criminals hit the tables. That's a stim hack against
into Anansi.
And Anansi. But of course after image. But then if you bypass, no, you definitely want to break things here. But
no, you have you have to break it. Totally. How though?
Oh no, you have Mantle and a Smoker. That was close.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Really cool.
Yeah, without the Mantle, that would be painful. We're through Access Hedge Fund from HQ, but so far the Corp is ahead, and also on the money side, they're not too bad.
Yep. Katie Jones hit the bin.
Yep. And with impunity, another advance here. Let's take a look.
She's pushing about.
Yeah.
Just
we know for sure that there has to be a baddie on server 1. That could be an Obokata or another SSL. Could be an NGO
or an
front.
NGO front.
Exactly.
Yeah, there are 3 NGO fronts in play. And not a single one on archives, unless it's that
face down card.
Face down card, yes.
Yeah. And this is the part where I think personally I prefer playing decks like this one in Jinteki than playing Asmari, for example. Because Asmari is kind of very binary. You have this or you have that, and that's it. And it's all about a mathematics game, and there's very little excitement in it in a way. I mean, there is, but whereas here it's like, what if it's an NGO?
Ooh,
Okay,
a free pass into R&D. That's okay. That's fine.
okay, and that's an ooh.
Ooh. Whoop, whoop,
How,
whoop, whoop.
how did they know? How did Hermes know? We need to know how Hermes is using their or his super magical strats and powers here. This is but more money for the corp. Indeed, Odo has a very good point here. More money for the corp.
Yep. You have to take into account that you cannot run ever one last click because Fusion can just like
Boop you.
boop.
You can be booped into that Anansi, for example, which would be painful. I don't know if this is a good call. No, I'm kidding, but this is kind of.
Well, you're just farming.
No, I mean, on the runner side, absolutely. On the corp side, not resing. It's like, I would. But then again, of course, you might want to boop people. So yeah, who knows?
Maybe you want to boop people the second you see a turning wheel intent.
That's a very good point. Oh, there goes a scarcity. There goes an IPO. Oof. Oh yeah, money.
Do you really bother with scarcity after turning wheel? Katie Jones and Netmaker are already installed. Like, bolt, I say. So we're pretty damn sure that Server 1 is now NGO, right?
I don't know. The funny thing about this deck is that I just realized that there's 3 breach domes, which is okay, but there's not a single snare.
No.
I'm missing my snares. I want to see my snare.
NGO to the bin.
Yeah, that's a big no.
And always like, no. Oh no. Not my money.
But the thing is, you have Server 1, which is it's an agenda. Ooh.
Oh, how bold!
Wow. I think we might be seeing Shorty joining the fray here, and we might see a finale of this round with 2 captains duking it out. But we'll see. I mean, this would be quite interesting. 6 points. And then again, of course, this is still anybody's game because Hermes can just use Magic's again, not Magic's skill, of course, and just get in places and steal agendas. But this is looking
I'm
tough.
sorry, but for the Unpronounceables, I think captain is Borera.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Sorry. I just. Sorry. My mistake.
Worries.
My mistake.
You were still on the last game.
I'm still in. I'm always in the last game. I'm always in the last game. Whatever that means, I'm always there. Like last game. And just to remind you, Unpronounceables because the players' names are Matuszczak, Odoliński, and Wrzeszcz, which you can totally pronounce if you're a cheater like myself. That's a DNA tracker. Exciting.
Oh, but it's not that bad for Penrose, to be honest.
No, it's not. But I have a technical question. When you see the art on DNA tracker, do you think it's a tentacle grabbing that person? It's a DNA tentacle grabbing that person there in the background? Or is this coming out of the person and it could be something that they are leaving behind? I'm just curious.
I always thought that, it's DNA tracker.
Okay.
So I thought like they get your DNA. And then they can like follow you around like you are leaving like a little like Hansel and Gretel.
Oh yeah. Breadcrumbs. Yeah. So this is DNA.
Yeah,
crumbs.
you're leaving like a trace behind you, like wherever you go.
Okay.
And since they do net damage, like I always thought like they were like pushing someone from a building for the perspective and stuff.
Okay.
I sometimes pay too much attention
to
the art of the cards, but they're really cool. So
absolutely.
Okay.
We also had a Thimble Rigorez, which is also known as the Blueberries card because they're just basically 3 blueberries. That's what they are. We had a trash of Marcus Batty for the Subroutine. And indeed it did fire. peace in our time, which could be, well, it's not very, very important, but it's good money. Then again, if that hit the table, yeah, that's more money for Odol as well, and the runner probably doesn't want to. Gullet Crusher is in the same camp as myself with the DNA Tentacle grabbing the person. Yeah, now I don't know either. I mean, I totally agree. That was why I asked the question as well. Could be both.
Yeah, I think Hermes is being super clever right now. Like, let's go for all your defensive stuff. And oh wow, that's 2 Marcus Batty thrashes in a single turn. Like, if you cannot protect the server, I just need to like amass my amount of stealth credits, and then your remote is nothing. Just you know.
And I'm a bitsy bit sad for Odol because there's no recursion in this deck, so basically that's second Batty out of the game, practically.
And protecting that R&D, that's also very clever.
3 simul chips. Do you win something by installing 3 simul chips?
Yeah, and you're not be using them to bypass to recover after image, because that Enancy will not forgive. Look at this board game. Like, look at the rig the runner has put together, and look at the amount of eyes already rest and the amount of money. There's been like 13 minutes into the game only. Like, that's impressive. Like, that is a fast-paced game.
So now the question is, do you run server 1? Because that could be the Philotic.
Yep, that could be the Philotic.
But do you run it? That's the question.
I absolutely.
Okay, you do run it.
But it will not be the Philotic.
How come? You think it's reached on?
It's a Rashida.
Are there Rashidas in this? Oh yeah, there are 3 Rashidas.
Yeah, it's a Rashida. Like, you don't, with 19 credits and time on your side, you don't risk a Rashida, right?
That's a Philotic.
Oh wow!
That was bold.
Wow, that was really bold.
So now the only agendas we have in play are 1 SSL and 2 avocados. Good instinct indeed. Well,
yeah, that's how you call a ruse.
Yeah, that was just like, I'm gonna keep you honest here. I'm gonna keep you honest. I just want to see what exactly is there, and that was a very good play. That could have been game for Odol here, but yeah, it's still Hermes in play with 5 points, and Hermes could be the player that basically eliminates the whole Unpronounceables team, which would be quite something.
Yeah, that's an achievement unlock.
Are there achievements in this tournament? Maybe, perhaps. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, there will be some achievements that you can unlock.
If I remember, the one achievement was like win a game when you're not as Mari, and everybody gets it if you're not playing as Mari and you win a game, and that's great. And you have my undying gratitude. It's you know, like, I will send you my smile, just basically pressed in concrete. Oh wow, look at server 1. Sorry, I'm totally changing subject here.
You have 7 credits, a mantle on Netmarker, a mantle, and a smoke credit for a run. Like, that server has to be absolutely, completely heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To actually like stop smoke for getting in.
Well, yeah, I'm actually thinking there is no point for the runner to run this, because the only corps that are the only agendas that are left in the corps deck are 3-pointers, and this is not advanced. So I would just say I don't care. I'm gonna money up and get ready, or dig R&D or something, because for now server 1 is, well, I mean, of course, Hermes has to decide what he wants to do here.
Have we seen Odol use Aginfusion's ability at all?
I don't think so. Yeah, that's moneying up. Really hard to say who's gonna win this right now, but I'm kind of siding with Hermes right now, because Hermes is in a much better position money-wise. Like, there's money on Kati, there's money on Nürnberger, plenty of it.
Yeah, plenty of it.
9 credits in the bank in general. Basically, you're well set up here. Maybe you're just looking for that Corroder, but then again, yeah, I mean, there are Titaniums in this deck, and this is the fun part. This deck is running 2 Titaniums and Kakugos and Chiashis, so getting bumped into or pooped into a Chiashi here could be serious trouble.
Deadly.
Then again, Simul chips, and I think that's why we have 3 of them on the table. That's a very good Chiashi and or Titanium prevention setup.
And again, how a beautiful community this is. Like at the beginning of the game, Odal was telling Hermes that watching him play Smoke was beautiful. It's just like, hey, you beat 2 of my teammates, but hey, you played beautifully. It's so pretty. Just amazing.
Oh, the feels. But yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
and it's actually true. Like the skill level on how he's playing that Smoke is wow.
Yep.
Like he's making the right calls. He's like, oh yeah, we haven't seen 3 Simul chips installed in the other 2 games because they were not needed. They can be needed here. And yeah, I'm just put them there. Wait for my moment.
Oh, that is it. That's the SSL GGWP. And we have Hermes eliminating everybody on the Unpronounceables team. Whoa, hey.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna jump out, invite any players that want to jump on stream, if that's okay for you.
Absolutely, please do organize this.
We can have a little chat.
I'm just going to update the situation for everybody watching at home with my quick graphical magics, obviously. And this was it. This was the first round. And just, I mean, you know, in a way, like the first game of the first round of this season, or episode of this season, was over super fast. And I wouldn't say that this was, of course, a super fast episode. We are only like what? We're almost 2 hours in, with a bit of a break, technically, of course, speaking because of moi. But this was really, really cool, and I really see the strength of this format, to be honest, to here shine through, because every game is exciting. Every game has a high stake. Every game can bring somebody's success, or somebody's not such a good performance. I mean, I'm kidding, of course. Everybody played here really well, and I think the cards just basically showed us that they're sometimes a bit flimsy, and sometimes they might be playing against you. I mean, I'm really sorry for Barreira getting most likely flooded there. That was a really unfortunate situation. But here we have the winners of the first episode of the second season of Fight Club. We have the Bavarian Bretzel Brigade, so Shorty, Latte, and Hermes. And Hermes totally obliterating everybody with Smoke. Basically, Smoke won first against Matuszczak's Asmari, which was honestly, as much as I like Matuszczak as a person, great person, absolutely great player. I'm happy to see Asmari eliminated. And then Hermes beat Barreira's SSO, and then Odol's... hey there, welcome to the stream!
Hi.
Who's on the stream? Identify yourselves, because I'm actually... No, I should be actually jumping into this. Okay, we are here, we're all in the audience. Okay, so what's up? What can you tell us? What just happened?
Well, we've been smoked. Hey there, yeah.
So, first of all, I mean, first please introduce yourselves and tell us what you played today, because that's the tricky part. I don't have a stream plugged into... the audio plugged into the stream in such a way that people know who is who, so please tell us.
Okay. I'm Hermes, aka Xenos 3.4 in the stream, but Hermes in Jinteki.
Okay.
And I played Smoke today, and with good results. I didn't expect it. I think that some of the matchups were unfavorite, but I had good accesses, good draws, and overall, I'm happy.
Yeah, and Otto here from the Unpronounceables. I am a little bit less happy. I also brought Smoke to the tournament, but I figured I won't steal Hermes's spotlight, so opted to go with Agent Fusion instead. Just thinking that I might outsmart some labyrinth servers with having Hermes like just running all around the table trying to find agendas, but he had his Smoke like skillfully trained, so that despite the scarcities, despite the heavy eyes that was thrown at him, he was managed to just outplay me like on every single corner, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I mean, this was so. How to put it? I don't think we can say in any case that any of the games we have seen today by any of the players participating were one-sided in any way. It's just the result seems very one-sided, and could say, "Oh yeah, that Smoke just totally, smoked the whole team." But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of skill, there was a bit of luck, there was a lot of interesting decisions on both sides as well. Because going in with that Smoke, like you said, you were not expecting really this result. So what was the long-term strategy for the Bavarian beer and Bretzel Brigade?
Well, we sent in first late because we figured that he had the most versatile decks and he could have a game against most of the decks, either Corp or Runner.
Okay.
But then it was a quick loss. And then from the remaining decks, we figured like there was a Ken and my Smoke, and we figured that from the two, Smoke had the better chance against the Asmari. That was the deck at that moment. That was a close matchup, and after that, it was the opponents who chose to play Corp, which really surprised me. I mean, maybe they were afraid of my Sarasvati, but I really don't know why they insisted playing Smoke, really.
Yeah, the idea here was that your Smoke build is very much resource-based. So we figured that if we are able to just stop with scarcities, we'll be able to gain some temp value.
Yeah, it's true that I was lucky that I could get my crucial resources fast before the scarcity is played. That was really, that changed a lot.
So there's that, and then we figured that your Saraswati could have some neat tricks, and that we're all of us were more comfortable with our Corp decks.
Okay, so it was a surprise factor.
Well, yeah, I think that's to some extent,
Yeah.
I feel like what was interesting was that we knew perfectly well our deck lists. So
that changed a lot. That changed a lot the gameplay.
Play around, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like, for instance, you saw my Sadaka from R&D. Suddenly, the situation was a little bit different. Yeah. So, like, getting the small piece of information changed the setups in interesting way.
And I knew the Sadaka was a one-off, so as long as I knew where it was, I could run pretty much safely.
Yeah, my idea here was pretty much to just do a little Thimble Rig magic, to just shuffle around to see if I'll be able to just hide Sadaka back game, but then give me time to do that.
Yeah. And no, but for me, more in the second game, like in the first run, where on the second turn I ran and I stole the Oak Time Renovation, like knowing the ice suite of the opponent, I knew with almost perfect certainty that I could steal it. I knew that no matter what it was, as long as it was not a Colossus, I could steal it and not have a lot of pain. Even with Colossus, I would steal it, but with the rest, I could steal it and not feel a lot of pain. So that changes a lot of the game, actually.
Yeah, there was this one run on R&D where a Colossus could have been a little bit painful for you, but other than that, the ice weren't that punishing.
Yeah.
So just to jump in and to continue with what you just mentioned, what do you think about the format's public deck lists? As in, you actually know exactly what you're facing. You know that what the surprises could be or what they will not be. And for example, for me, the SSO that was a vegetarian SSO, so to speak, or like it was a non-kill SSO with 2 pointers. We had also people in the chat just going like, "Oh, you have SSO with 2 pointers." That's that's not going to put a lot of pressure. But I mean, it's not about really the deck choices, but the way that the information is public. Do you think that this is where the game actually starts, even before the game?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's super important because it gives you this strategic aspect that the deck list, and you can just after each game just brainstorm together within a team and say, okay, so here's what he's having. Now let's see which one of us has the best answers to that. And that's pretty much unheard of in competitive play, like event and this tournament. So that's at least interesting. Yeah.
I could imagine the same format also without knowing the deck lists, but it would be much more stressful.
Why is that?
Much more stressful.
You would have to. I mean, if the IDs were known, that would still not be a lot of information, right? Because you can always look the IDs up in the lists. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the format is being tested, of course, and it's kind of being tweaked a bit after the first season and so on. Do you think right now is exciting enough? Would you, and this is of course not to say that PSK didn't do a great job of setting this up, because I think it's awesome, but I'm just saying, do you think there's some interesting tweaks to it that you would introduce in future seasons maybe?
First time that came to our mind when we were doing the testing, that in here we could have situations that the same player from one team wins all the games. Because the loser is eliminated. An interesting tip would be that it's actually the winner of a particular game who's, so to speak, eliminated. So that like each player from a particular team needs to win the game for the team to succeed. So that might be something to explore moving forward.
Oh, yeah. I see. So basically reversing. Yeah. Ah, okay. That's an interesting twist. Yeah, okay.
But then the games would get longer.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, it's about entertainment, right? So this
yeah. I'm just
bread and circus.
Right.
No, go on.
Yeah, sorry. The games not being super long was one of the concerns I had putting this together. The 4 versus 4 could take we actually had to part one of the games in 2 days because it just was taking too long. That's one of the reasons that we were doing 3 versus 3. It's a good format. I think giving the loser the chance to choose what is more beneficial for them keeps it also more interesting.
Yeah.
So that I wanted to ask. Here the masses is going to play against Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade. How do you feel about it? Is there any matchups that you don't want to see? Are there any deck lists that you are worried about on that team that might not be a good matchup against you?
Yeah, I have to see what the deck list.
Mobius Striptease is playing Hoshiko and Sync. Faye is playing Haley and Asa, and Quark Butter is playing Lila and P.
Yeah, so Hoshiko with Apocalypse is...
yeah, it's a threat.
It's a threat. Then there is a sync with... I mean, I hadn't seen them before, but then there is a sync with Snares and Economic Warfares and Wanza City Grid. Okay. Could be painful. But I haven't played against something similar. Yeah, then Haley... Yeah, so I would say from a quick look, I think that Hoshiko and PE would be the decks that I wouldn't like to see. At least against my decks. I think that against the rest of them, I like. Personally, I can have a good game, but of course we have to see that as a team, and it's also part of the format. So to come back to your previous question, there was this about the format, what we think. So The format for a specific game, like now for one matchup, I think it's very good. You have some preparation, then you have some planning during the game. It doesn't last too long. It looks well thought of. Like the format for the whole series, for that I cannot really say because I don't exactly know how it works. But from what I have seen until now, it's fun. It can be fun.
Thanks. At the moment, I'll be completely honest. This is kind of like a test of how this format can be run in a close setting, like with X number of teams. I will be exploring how to make this better, but the idea is like once the new MW hits, maybe make it like a never-ending tournament. Like people can just be rejoining, just like getting put on queue and just like keep going.
That would be more Fight Clubbish.
Yeah.
And actually, you have to adjust the Fight Club rules for the tournament.
You cannot speak about it, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Rule number one, rule number like first time
Rule
in the Fight
one,
Club,
please.
you have to fight.
Rule number 2: please spread the word.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I will make some. Yeah, I have to make some judgments this first format it was also like testing how much people would be interested in playing. I think not having a new MWL might have like put some people off, but I'm super happy with the amount of people that turn on, so it actually makes a lot of sense to like change formats from now onwards. Very happy you had fun.
Yeah, I mean, what was the? So I'm just gonna jump in. Like, what was the crucial moment for each of the teams? What do you think? Like to just to see where you're getting with this, or to have a shot at turning things around.
Yeah, so for us, I feel like this game of Hermes versus Matuszczak's Azmari, that was a thing that we were very much believing that Matuszczak will make it, and then Hermes was able to get in just to the very single credit, and I feel like that was a turning point when we were like, okay, these guys are good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the same for us.
Okay, by the way, I'm just gonna very quickly jump in with something totally unrelated. I'm very sorry for Late to actually mispronounce his nickname, because it's actually Late, it's not Latte. I was just trying to be super, super correct and kind of going for the... Of course, Germans pronounce things differently, but they don't. Never mind. Of course,
he was on time this time.
He doesn't mind.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah, I totally did. So yeah, hopefully in the future streams we're gonna have more interesting, usernames popping up as well. And I'm actually already looking at what we have lined up. You mentioned Fear the Masses. You talked about the decks. We will have Mobius Striptease, Faye, and Quark Butter joining us. We don't know yet because people in the chat were wondering when this is going to be happening. Is this going to be a regular thing? So PSK, can you tell us actually how this is going to work? Because I think we have to just wait for the teams to agree, right?
Yep. We need to put the two teams on contact and see what works for everyone, because there are like 6 people getting together, and we cannot... offer is not the word, but I'm gonna go for it. Like, we cannot offer like a schedule thing, because everyone has lives and everyone has to check around when they can put 3-4 hours apart to play. So don't worry, like as soon as we know, we'll be spamming the information all around. I would love to be able to put out a match per week. I think that's something that can be accomplished, and also we will round out very nicely for when continentals are meant to start. So yep, that's mostly it. Like, I will contact both captains later today or tomorrow morning, maybe. I will let them rest and try and put something together for next week.
Great, that sounds amazing. Okay, so well, I mean, congratulations one more time to the Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade. I'm getting good at pronouncing the whole thing correctly. And well, also huge thanks to the Unpronounceables for putting up quite a fight, because this was definitely an evening of exciting Netrunner. And I'm kind of happy we managed to wrap it under 3 hours, you know, because I was kind of worried that we're going to have super long games. But no, this was all exciting and fun and balanced and definitely edge of the seat in many moments. So that was great. And looking forward to Fear the Masses joining the fray.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for organizing, and congratulations, Bavarian Beer. And, well, always keep smoking, right?
Smoking is bad for you. Smoking is bad for you. Oh.
Well, it was bad for the Unpronounceables.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Huge thanks to both teams, and huge thanks to the organizer with us here.
Yeah.
And
Thanks to the organizer and thanks to the streamer too.
Yep, exactly. Thanks to the streamer. And thanks everyone for watching. Heading out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Until next week.
Until next week, indeed. Hopefully we're gonna have an interesting matchup happening with Fear the Masses joining the fray. And as a final reminder, just to make sure that you remember, we had the first episode of the second season of Fight Club kicking off tonight with the Unpronounceables, Boreira, Odol, and Matuszczak facing the Bavarian Beer and Bretzel Brigade, Shorty, Late, and Hermes. And we had 4 rounds of High Octane Netrunner, or actually, yeah, 4 indeed. In the first game, we had Matuszczak beating Late with an Asmari. Boo Asmari, we still love you, Matuszczak, but Asmari, seriously. Then we had Hermes stepping in with a smoke that basically smoked Matuszczak. Well, it smoked all the corpse. That was it. Like, complete runner victory. 3 games in a row. The runner becoming an absolute champ tonight. Smoke just destroying everybody with her amazing publicity, blogs, vlogs, and all the different streams. So yeah, a win for the streamers. Daily casts for the win. You know, just let's just finish it with this. If you're wondering when the next Fight Club is going to happen, keep your eyes peeled. It will definitely be announced everywhere, but mostly online. And like I said earlier already, do remember that the MWL is updating really soon, and it's going to be a huge thing. Like, remember when the dinosaurs were there and then the huge asteroid hit, apparently? Kind of that kind of change, but like with cards and stuff. So, you know, just be patient. It's gonna happen. Thank you so much for watching. This was the stream. I'm gonna switch off right now to take it easy and have a celebratory, we totally did it, glass of something nice with the crew here, basically, with the organizer, the ever mighty or all-lasting and absolutely powerful Princess Space Kitten. I will see you soon. Tomorrow I'm going to be back with a gaming stream. That's not going to be Netrunner, but you are more than welcome to join me. See you soon. Have a great thing, whatever you are. Day, morning, evening, night. Always be running. Safety first, and ciao.